Hi, good afternoon. This is Christy from PSA. Today's topic is what happens when you make a mistake? Well, everybody's going to make a mistake. Everybody's going to make an error. It is inevitable. So here's what we have to do. I live by the 5 R's. React, respond, recover, resolve, replay. So how does this work? Well, what we're going to do is let's assume that we've made a mistake on the field. And for all sakes, let's play shortstop. So we get a ground ball and we make an error. Okay. First things first, we're talking about girls. Okay. Most girls, their very first instinct is that they have failed. They have failed their teammates. They have failed themselves, of course. But they've also failed 2 other big people, and that is their coaches and their parents. So their initial reaction is going to be, oh, right? They're going to have this impact, and it's going to be frustration. It's going to be anger. They're going to show something in their face. So we have to learn that reaction is action, right? So the way we react is the way that we act. And so we need to take that away and we need to get our refocus. So that comes down to the breathing. That comes down to refocusing and recollecting, because you have other fielders. And guess what? It's not the worst thing. Okay, we have to, as a team, come back and support ourselves. So the reaction is a big part of step 1 in recovery, right? Which is coming up, and I really shouldn't have even used that word. But so the way that we react definitely sets the tone of the way that mistakes happen. Okay, so number 2, respond. How do we respond to our mistake? Do we throw our glove? Do we yell? Do we get mad at our pitcher for throwing that pitch right down the middle and the girl just hit it too hard at you? Okay, or do we say, you know what, my bad, I take the blame, I'm so sorry, I'll get you next, okay? So your response as a player needs to be, you know what, my bad, I'm sorry, I'm accountable, I'm responsible, it's my bad. Now, if you make more than one error in a game, okay, your reaction, your response needs to be the same. Okay, you can't take yourself down. You can't sink yourself down. It needs to be the same. Okay, you still are accountable. You're still responsible. And you need to maybe put yourself in a little mental timeout, recollect, and bring yourself back to a time when you were at your best. Okay, because you've got 8 other players on that field that are counting on you, that are waiting for you as a shortstop, as any other position, to be at your best all the time. All the time. Okay, number 3, recover. So how do we recover from this play? Breathing is a great tactic. I've already mentioned this. Also, replaying things in your mind, which we're going to come up to in a few. Recovery is hard, okay, because recovery is, there's now bases loaded, there's now runners on, you've put them there, right? So the recovery is also having another person, another player come up to you. You can't ask them to do that. So that's why you create partnerships on the field. So when I was pitching, I would always have somebody as my go-to, and a lot of times it was my left fielder, or somebody who I could just take that breath and I could look to and be like, I got you, and they're like, you've got this. It could be somebody who, obviously it's your catcher, because your pitcher-catcher battery is so important. And it's coming back strong. So I'm going to jump to pitcher for a second. That next pitch, so somebody just hit a home run off of me, the next pitch is your most important pitch ever. That's your recovery. If you come back in, home runs hit off of you, and you come back in, ball 1, ball 2, ball 3, ball 4, guess what? They've got your number. Bye-bye. Might as well just take you out of the game. You are now you're not worth anything right now. But if you stay strong and you have strong recovery, guess what? Now you've owned it. You're back on the mound and you're ownership. I'm going to transition into pitching right now. Now, number 4, resolution. How are we resolving this situation? Resolution right now is going to lead in also to Number 5, replay. Okay, so we're combining 4 and 5, resolution and replay. We need to recall, another R, our finest moment, the moment where we felt our best. And when we feel our best, we work our best. Maybe it's remembering a great play. Maybe it's remembering a great moment. Maybe it's remembering when you made this amazing strikeout, when you had this amazing strikeout and you struck out like the best batter on the best team. Maybe it's when that curveball just curved so tight and you struck out that number 4 hitter that you've struggled against. Or maybe you threw a perfect game. Or maybe you just learned this new pitch and you got to display it and it was amazing. Maybe it's when you were hitting, okay? And maybe you have been challenged on hitting that curveball. And now you got up and you've been practicing and you've been planning it. And now your resolution and you're replaying it in your mind, all of your practice, but you're feeling it instead of thinking it. So all of these, everything here, all of your what happens when you make a mistake, it all comes back down into your 5 R's. React, respond, recover, resolve or resolution, and replay. And if you use all 5 of these, you're going to go back to the connection of, guess what? The mind, the heart, and the gut, and your success will be proven. But it all boils down back to trust. So this is Christy with PSA. Again, just a little bit over that 5 minutes that I promised you. But thank you for joining in. As always, dream big, work hard, try to use your 5 R's today. Have a great day.